eventually we will have this down pat. But
Hello, everybody. We are Three Fat Truckers. We're your hosts. I'm Bill.
I'm Dave.
And I'm Steve.
And we're real happy to be here, folks. I think we've got a pretty good show lined up for you. First, a little bit about us. I'm Bill. I've been driving truck for, I'd say, about 27 years now, with a couple of breaks in there to do various things. The show is going to be a little bit about life in general from the perspective of a truck driver. Between the three of us, we've got over a century of experience, and I think we've got some pretty interesting stuff to share. So,
and that would be fat truck driver.
Yes, fat truck driver. So, like, we don't just have.
The pot going the kettle there.
You know it.
Talking to the pot, boys.
So we don't just have combined experience. We have a lot of combined weight. And we have to watch how far away we sit from each other because we can do a lot of damage.
We're doing so much. We're so hot, the dryer's going off.
Yeah, the dryer's going off. Yeah, for a little peek behind the curtain, dear listener, we're all here recording in the same room. That way, if we have any technical difficulties, we'll be able to.
Not if.
Yeah.
Oh, for crying out loud.
Once we get everything set up and running here, we'll all be at our own house, and, it'll be via seeing each other like we are now on the screen. So,
but I mean, I think we'll do fine. So I don't know. I don't want to talk about me too much. How about
Dave?
you, Dave? Go ahead.
My name's Dave. I was walking down the street. I walked in the wrong room. I work at Kmart, and I don't know why I'm here, but they invited me to stay.
I can tell you why you're here, Dave. They closed Kmart.
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
That's why you're here.
Okay, that explains.
I heard
a lot.
Walmart was hiring, though. No, we're not doing any commercials for Walmart here, but I seen on the one in our area here they're hiring for people to do setup.
Oh, I can be the
$15 an hour.
Hi, my name's Dave. Welcome to Walmart.
There you go.
Come on in. We got this down pat.
Get your shit and get out.
Yeah, there's no more. Yes, I've been driving truck for a number of years. I just started working with these two lovely gentlemen probably about 3 years ago, and I don't know how this all started. Billy was doing a technical podcasting thing and invited us to listen, and we kind of made fun of him a little bit because he didn't get to do as funny, because he is fairly funny. And so I come up to him one day and said, we need to start this ourselves, see what kind of trouble we can get into. And then we turned it over.
Well, truth be told, though, we'd always sit there in three-way call on the phone, and everybody's sitting there yucking it up, Sort of fell over to this, didn't it?
That is where it kind of leaded into. And,
yeah.
And so we just decided, what the heck? Let's make Billy's life more miserable and go over there because we know nothing.
Yeah. We love stressing him out,
Yeah, for anybody that may or may not be aware, I do another podcast. I'm a bit of a tech nerd with computers and things, and I'm a open source software advocate. In fact, I've got these guys running Linux on their computers to make this shit. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, first cuss word's coming. Go fuck yourself.
Oh, did we give the explicit?
Yeah, and I got it.
Warning. Yeah.
Yeah, he gets off on the technical stuff, and we look like we're little puppies just paying attention.
Well, we've stressed
no clue what he's talking about.
It's more like little puppies dancing around and yapping at each other while I'm trying to explain.
You see that Snow White hair he's got there? It was jet black 3 weeks ago. So we've stressed him out. Not like being a president. You see all them presidents when they go in the office, a picture. They go in, the picture
young and healthy
out.
And smiling, and then they all come out white and old and gray.
It's the stress, yeah.
It is.
But
well, so I think we got a pretty good show lined up for you guys. We're gonna do a little bit of. Oh, Steve, tell us about you.
Well, I'll let Dave finish. I did interrupt him a little bit
okay.
there. He didn't get to actually.
I forgot already. Move on. We'll put it in next week.
I've been doing this, I'll say off and on, because there was a time where it wasn't over the road kind of deal. But probably close to 30 years, sort of born and bred into it. My parents, parent, my mom is still a truck driver
And works for the same
and
company
works
we
for the
do.
same company we do.
Make of
And
that
goes-
information what you
Goes
will.
to California or wherever they need her, and she just doesn't realize that it's time to retire. So I'm ready to retire now. So I don't think I'll have that kind of problem that she's having. But been doing a little bit of everything over the years, as far as everybody here has done a little bit of everything, whether it be pulling van trailers, flatbeds, numerous different specialty deals. So
Equipment
yeah,
roll
the
off.
three of us, we got quite a bit of information, I guess.
We've seen a lot. I mean, you do when you're on the road. Oh man, especially when you live on the road for any period of time. There's quite a bit
Well,
of.
I kind of feel cheated because you guys have been on the road longer than I have. But I've only seen one time when I got to look over in a car in Atlanta, and a lady was pleasing a gentleman, and you would think it's all the time. And now that I'm on the road, whatever happened to the lot lizards? They're gone.
Well, you got to explain.
You got to go to West
explain your lot
Memphis,
lizard story, Dave.
Barstow.
How you told us this?
Oh, and I told you guys.
Because
Yeah.
Dave has a problem with pronouns and
nouns
well,
and verbs
he
and
knows
adverbs.
The King's English,
King's
but he don't know
English,
what we speak.
He's got a problem with sentences, paragraphs.
Dangly participles. When I say dangling, he gets all excited.
I know.
But Dave proceeded,
I think he wants you to prove it.
His story was when he's talking to us, hey, I had a lot lizard. And I'm thinking, and me and Bill both went to the very same assumption right away.
Although I was a little less judgy.
Well, I wouldn't judge you. I just want to know how much. Anyway, later on, as he's telling his story, we're real quiet sitting there listening, and all of a sudden, he meant to say he saw one. He didn't have one.
Oh, and so for those who are not aware, a lot lizard is one of those colloquial, a word that means
Lady of the night.
Lady of the
a
parking
lady
lot.
of the professional persuasion.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure.
I mean, back in the racing days, they were even called pit lizards. So they've been around for a while.
Wow.
Well, they got, like for hockey, they got puck bunnies. So.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
But there's
But I don't know if they're all girls in hockey.
they're still out there though. They're just
Yeah.
not as. You got to go to some of the real trashy places, like West Memphis.
Atlanta,
I think the internet's
West
killed most of that.
Memphis,
I mean, you just lost.
There used to be a sticker you could buy at some of these truck stops.
with the little red circle and the
Yeah,
line through it.
the
Yeah.
like Ghostbusters sign, except it was a lot lizard, and I never would put one of those on my truck because I was always afraid that one of them would get pissed and pull my fifth wheel pin.
Okay, we're out of the box and we're talking about hookers. So
Okay, let's jump subjects here.
Yeah.
Well, you brought this up.
I know it.
Right off the smack, we didn't even get
King's
any
English.
King's English.
didn't even get any news out, and we're already talking about all of the.
Well, you
Crap.
know what kind of podcast this is going to be.
Oh.
Well informed about absolutely nothing.
Yeah, yeah. By the time you're done here, you won't be particularly edified.
But you may laugh once or twice. Steve's good with the dad's joke now and then.
I'm echoing bad. The
You're in the
blue
blue.
is echoing bad.
Sure.
Oh, okay. So apparently somebody in the audience
Well, they're listening.
is saying that I'm echoing bad. I wonder if it's because.
I don't know.
Let
We're
me
still
try
working
this.
the technical difficulties out here.
Let me try this.
Well, we can't have dead air, so you try it while we talk.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
ask whoever that was if that fixed
Yeah,
the
we'll
problem.
see if it's any better here. We're still working out all the fine tuning.
Because
Yeah, this is quite. Podcasting's fairly simple for somebody to get into if you know a little bit, but holy cow, do we have a lot of stuff going on here.
Well,
I think it was because I had an audio feed coming from Jitsi and my microphone at the same time.
gotcha.
Okay.
I disabled the one from.
Well, tell us about yourself, Dave. You didn't really get that too deep in there.
Yeah, I am.
yes,
Drove
friends,
truck.
this is a Dave episode.
Yeah, this is a Dave episode. Yeah, I drove truck most of my life. My dad drove truck. He got me into it. I started, I think, in 1979 with Superior Iron and Metal.
I
My
still
first,
fresh out of diapers.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
no,
know.
no.
and
Okay, training pants.
and for some reason, I got into the local dump truck, refuge, garbage business, and pretty much stayed there most of my life until now. And now I'm venturing off, just driving around. As I tease these guys, I get paid to sightsee. I drive around, just look at shit. That's all I do.
It
Just
makes you
drive
feel
around.
sorry for people that work for a living.
Yeah,
truly.
I can't believe people got to stay home or in their houses. I mean, during this whole COVID time, I'm out driving around looking at pretty trees and
Both those.
mountains, and so that's basically what I did. And I started working with these guys, like I said, 3 years ago, and we kind of all seem to have somewhat of the same personalities. I mean, we can actually tolerate, because there's a lot of people you work with you can't tolerate, but we can tolerate each one of us. And so that's how I got into all this.
Well, we tolerate each other because we're always calling each other talking about food.
Well, that's true. Yeah. And for
Back
most
to
of
the
you
three
that
fat trucker part.
most of you don't know is I've kind of have a barbecue business on the side. It's been sitting idle for about a year now, but I do rib festivals and barbecue competitions,
And most of you don't know, I eat a lot of barbecue.
and I win a lot, so we must be doing something right. We're able to compete with some of the big guys in the business and done real well. Beat Carolina
Carolina King.
I beat him a few times, and so, but there's a lot of luck involved into it, and good barbecue, and we're probably going to get off into a, I guess you would call it he called it a food thing, and I think we ought to call it choke and puke if we're going to stay in the
Yeah,
trucker world.
trucker form. Yeah, there you go.
So, but matter of fact, why don't we jump into that? I got a list here of 10 of the best truck stops in America by a bunch of people. I don't know who decided this, but
Well, it looked like it was Reuters, wasn't it?
yeah,
one of them.
Reuters
Yeah.
one. that put it
Somebody
out.
of extraordinary clout in the
Food business.
Us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can talk to somebody from the paper that may
Hey, these
drop.
microphones don't pick up farts, do they?
they might,
I hope not.
but I mean, come on,
Breakfast
everybody
still
farts.
coming up?
No.
Oh, okay. But some of these are wonderful places to eat because
And
you
like 2 or
can't.
3 of them I actually have been to. So,
Well, that's even a shocker there.
well, I'll tell you what is good at them 3 I've been to.
Well, just run down the list.
There you go. Run them off.
Go ahead. You got it.
We got a number. We're going to go 10 to, we're going to go
1 to
12 up
10.
to 1 or
1 to 10. They're not in any.
okay, no special order.
Yeah.
Well, one of them we got what? Max's Thunder Road Grill in Grand Island, Nebraska. Never been there.
Never either. Sounds
Been to
good.
Grand Island. Don't think I've ever been to that one there. And then we got the Outpost Cafe in Oak Hills, California. And I don't go to California that much if I don't have to.
The only one of these I've heard of is number 5. Wait,
South of the
no,
border.
that's not true. North 40. I've heard of that.
And well, let's read here.
We're gonna post all this in the show notes.
Yeah.
What we're reading. From.
Dysert's Cold Brook Restaurant in Herman, Maine. Then we got Nelson Brothers Restaurant and Bakery in Clearwater, Minnesota. Then we got, what's that one? South of the border. Does that make you think it would be in Mexico or something?
Yeah, I wouldn't think of the
Or
Carolinas.
at least Texas or something. Yeah, this is Hammer, South Carolina.
Yeah.
I wonder where the border is. Is it North and South Carolina? Is that the border? between those two states?
It could have been that border. It's south of the.
Yeah. We got Hobo's Corner Kitchen, Belgium, Wisconsin.
That just sounds good.
And then we got the North
Wonder
40
if they have
truck
waffles
stop
there.
at Belgium. Belgian waffles. Well, okay, I got you. North 40 truck stop, Holiday, Tennessee. Now, I think I've been there. Pretty sure I've been there. And then we got 76th Street Diner,
That one I've been
Byron
to.
Center, Michigan. That was the old, I think, what did you say, Texaco?
Yes.
Right there off 131 and 76th Street. And it was used to be exit 75. And
How does he remember this?
because they renamed all the exits up through there because they added the ramp, and now it's actually exit 76th Street is exit 76. If I'm wrong, somebody tell me.
They will.
But I remember
Yeah.
They will.
I frequented that
Breaking
place
each other's backs.
numerous times. We'd always stop there and get breakfast up in there and get you a Denver omelet or whatever. And it was pretty good eating there.
Wouldn't it be Michigan omelets?
And we got here the big Texan steak ranch, Amarillo. I have been there.
I have to. So.
And then our place, restaurant, Morris, Illinois. I've
yes.
been there too.
That was one of my joints back in the day. That used to be an independent Amoco truck stop a long time ago. Before
the independents are pretty much all gone by the wayside anymore. And
That's
when you do find a good one, I mean,
that place is decked out like a 5-star frickin' joint. It's one of those places where you go in, and it's like the the normal people go to the right and the truck drivers go to the left.
Oh yeah.
And
is that professional drivers?
Keep them separated. Yes, professional driver. That's what we are, professional drivers.
Yeah, my dad said he was a professional driver, and I always asked
That's
him.
That's what that sign was above the table.
That's one of the few places left that's got the U table.
The U table, yeah.
Where the waitress walked inside.
Yeah. And she was kind of like a walking target, basically, for some of these guys.
Well, we got two left here. We got the Bighorn Grill in Fort Worth, Texas, and then we got Sonic at Gore's Travel Plaza, Sealing, Oklahoma.
I wonder if that's Sonic's like a normal.
I think it is. I think
we got 3 people watching right now, guys.
Okay.
I think I know.
Clear audio on all 3.
Okay.
That's
you was talking about the mom and pop ones. The one that, as far as a mom and pop that we travel through, sort of we could frequently, is up here in Battle Creek, Michigan, off of exit 92, and it's Arlene's Truck Stop.
Arlene.
And Arlene's has been there, I mean, as long as I can remember. And it's not big. It probably has parking for, I guess, 10 to 12. I could be wrong, but you go in there and it's a good breakfast no matter what every time you go in there. And it's been a while since I've been there, but I was there with a couple of Freightliner drivers one time. We was doing a job up that way, but hadn't been there for probably 10 years, and just the same way I remembered it when I was in there the last time.
Well, I was just down at Uncle Larry's. They're on 57, right there across the street from the Loves, and he had a big sign out front, which always impressed me, is homemade fried bologna and the best burgers you could ever get.
Well, you can't go wrong with fried bologna.
No,
we went over this before.
Yes. Steve is probably
I
the
can tell you
king
the best places to get fried bologna.
of where to get fried bologna in 48 states, which is scary.
Just my regular travel route that we used to run all the time. But yeah, I can remember
Budweiser time.
Well, hammer down. Super Bowl coming today.
That's true.
Oh yeah, it is a Super Bowl weekend. I just love the idea of.
Yeah, you wouldn't even know if I wouldn't have told you.
Yeah,
actually, like 4 people said, "Now you're streaming Sunday, right?" I said, "Yeah." Now, you know that's Super Bowl Sunday, and I thought,
"You're like Super Bowl what?"
I don't. Hey, it's the pregame show. You know, you got to have something to do while you're out. They've done the analyze
the Puppy Bowl and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, they've analyzed.
No, some people are like
Fat Trucker Bowl before.
3-track one.
I don't know. It was too late to change, and we needed to get this thing up and running.
Oh yeah. Well, like I said, we're still trying to get the bugs worked out, making sure everything's
worked out, man. Hey, nothing but bugs.
Well, like some people was letting us know we was echoing and stuff, so
I'm hoping it got better.
Mr. Dave's work wife says you're still echoing a lot.
Dave's
at 322, bud.
Where are you reading that at?
On my text message.
Well, I don't think there's anything I can do about it, honestly.
Yeah.
Bill is still echoing. Okay.
Well, like I said, and when we're not all in the same room, it should. We're not feeding off of each other too. That would be a lot
better.
But the problem with Bill is also the one feeding all this out. We're just basically tagged into him.
Yeah,
so
we're just piggybacking on what he's doing over there.
Yeah, well, the software I'm using right now, the only reason, maybe I should have just did it straight from Jitsi. One thing you'll know about me, folks, is I'm using as much open source software as possible to create this
And what is open source, Bill?
Oh, I'm glad you asked, Steve.
I want to know.
Okay,
It's
so
that
open
little
source
small arm, you
software.
keep picking that scab, and it just gets really sore. You keep picking at it. Not an open source.
That's an open source.
source.
Well, that's the source where it hurts.
Source, not sauce, Dave. Come on.
Yeah.
Nope, it's solar.
So what is open source, Bill?
So in the software world, you don't have to know a lot to know that programs are code running, and most of your programs that people, when you buy a computer, it comes with Windows and you start it up, and normal people don't give a flying hoot about any of the
Here?
Yeah. We're 1/3 of us here give a damn about this. Open source just means that anybody can freely use the software, but not just
there's 3 of us.
not just that was math. Look at my math skills.
See, what I heard was 1/3. Go ahead.
That was a
I
no
think he
teeth
just called
joke.
you fat.
I resemble that remark.
Well, open source means that, and it's more nuanced than this. It's a gross oversimplification, but it means that anybody can freely use the software, but not only that, they have the freedom to see the code and modify it if they wish, and then redistribute that as something else. It's just about software freedom with me. You know, I encourage anybody that's curious, if that's even possible, to Google it and read more about it, because it's important to me to use as much open source software to
Put the show out there.
yeah.
And screw the big guys.
Well,
Yeah.
you know, they're not going to be screwed. They're going to do just
They're
fine.
multi-million-dollar.
And
You know, we're just
I'd rather
pea in a pod here. There you
throw
know
a bone
about us.
at the guy that poured his all of his sweat and tears into this little project, and he's not making hardly a dime off of it. You know. Anyway, yeah. We're using the Jitsi is what you see in the upper left corner of the video feed. That's basically an open source alternative to Zoom, which everybody by now, especially if you have kids in school, you know what Zoom is. Well, Jitsi works just like Zoom does, except it's a stack of open source software that seems to work just as good. Now, the reason we've got an echo, I think, is because instead of using Jitsi to just stream to the internet, I'm using another piece of open source software called OBS Studio. That was because I didn't like how Jitsi was grouping our windows into 3 sections. And so I decided to do it this way. I might not do it this way in the future if it's going to be crappy audio. But yeah, dear listener, please don't hesitate to let us know if things are bad. I'd prefer you let us know things are great, but if there's anything we can improve upon, or if there's a problem with the factual nature of some of the things we say, please drop us a line. You can get a hold of us at show at 3ftpodcast.org. Our website is 3ftpodcast.org. We're also on all the other socials. We're at... Are we at that? Well, go to the website. It's got the links to all of our
I don't
socials.
know. I didn't turn it on.
Yeah, it's... oh, wow. You see what I got to deal with here, y'all?
Yeah.
Wah, wah,
Yeah.
wah, wah.
Anyway, moving on.
Moving on here.
So we got some news, right?
Yeah, Dave pulled something up here about Penske.
Boy, oh boy, did he pull something out. Look at this fucking show notes, dude. It's like 13 pages long.
Oh my god.
Well, he told
Okay,
me to
it's-
go in there and copy and
All right,
paste
it's
and
6
find up.
pages long.
But what I dig
You
around
know how to
is,
copy and paste. I don't know how to do that yet.
yeah, I don't either. It's glue. The problem is I keep eating the glue, and I don't
Yeah. I know.
Why do they make that shit taste so good?
I keep cutting holes in the screen.
But I watched. I was out in where was I last week in Maryland? Yeah,
East Coast.
East Coast, sitting
Getting the
there,
bonus.
and
I didn't know where you were.
I don't know where.
You
I
forgot
was.
where we had breakfast this morning. What do you mean?
But I'm watching the NASCAR race on TV.
Hold on.
You're supposed to be driving.
Hold on. Before I get you too far.
Yeah,
Where we had breakfast this morning, who was you supposed to say hi to?
Oh,
I don't even remember her name. Told you that.
Oh my God, she's gonna whoop you next time you go in there.
you don't
She
remember.
wanted
either.
to whip
You're
me
getting
this
bad
time.
service next time.
Yeah, who are we supposed to reach out and touch?
I didn't
He
listen to
didn't
her.
have a fucking clue. He was supposed to call you out on it.
I tipped her.
I paid the bill.
There you go.
Mike,
What's
save
her
us.
name? Mike, you remember her name?
Mike, text us, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, somebody please tell us her name, because we told her she's
was
shopping in
she was
Kroger's right now with her husband.
Yeah, she's a very delightful young lady.
I don't know. She might be. Ooh, we got 5 people.
She might be one of them. Glad she didn't catch
my.
us for getting her name. I mean,
5 people are watching this shit.
Yeah, I know it is.
Yeah,
What
yeah,
the
yeah.
hell?
you know, it's people we know. They just stumble onto it by accident.
People that we're gonna like hold
So,
accountable.
so
Oh,
what I
don't worry, they'll
started,
be calling us later. Your guys' show suck. Go ahead, Dave.
so I was laying in bed just watching TV last week, watching the NASCAR race out in California for the first time in buku years, and I'm digging through it a little bit. The race was actually a fairly good race because it was old school style, quarter-mile track, and
Was that the LA Coliseum or something? Wasn't
yeah,
it?
same place as
That's
doing
pretty
the football.
small. Yeah.
So I'm looking at it, and Penske did this big thing, and they're calling it a, what did they call that thing? An Econ, I think it is. But they have a full electric truck haul all their cars to the racetrack this year,
Huh.
and they have electric trucks out.
Makes you wonder how big the batteries are on that sucker.
Oh, my
There's-
God.
They had the
Well, I did.
the electric cars. There's quite a bit of battery in them things.
Well, I did read that they get 250 miles out of a charge, and it takes them 90 minutes to get an 80% charge.
So
And I got that off of Penske's website, but they're promoting it pretty big for California NASCAR race, and so
I get the concept, but imagine the huge infrastructure changes that would have to be made to even make that begin to make sense for the over-the-road trucks.
Well,
Because you have to, if it takes 90 minutes to recharge after 250 miles,
right.
an over-the-road truck, we do at least 600,
600 miles,
And-
600 miles a day.
and
That's a good day.
if you got a heavy load, doing a lot of mountainous driving, that's going to take a lot more power, and which leads us into the conversation about how we're regulated out on the road. We're only allowed to drive for
10,
11 hours, and then we have to somewhere
Well,
in there, we
whatever
got to
it
take
takes,
a
Dave.
30-minute break.
220, 230.
220.
So how do how do we work all that into the context of the drive time and the break times, and then you have to build the infrastructure into the truck stops to charge our batteries.
Well, my main concern with this whole thing is next you're going to make the cars electric, and you're going to stand there, and it's going to be at the racetrack, and you're going to be,
You're still echoing.
and you don't hear nothing.
Just
Mike
me?
said, Mike. I mean, he said we're on our own for the girl's name.
He forgot to.
He forgot to.
Forgot to.
He's number 5 that's watching.
So the NASCAR goes to all electric cars. They're going to be extremely fast, but it takes the thrill out of hearing them go by.
Yeah.
That's all you're going to hear is a wind blow.
And Europeans like to act like we're such Neanderthals for enjoying shit like
Well,
that,
that's
but they do too.
Well,
They
yeah,
need to-
Formula One is bigger over there than here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just like football. It's
Yeah.
rugby over there, it's football here. And it's all the same.
Oh, yeah.
So I created a list, and I'm looking for it, and I haven't found it yet because I've slept since then. But
What, a list for what?
of the top foods that they sell for the
Super Bowl? Well, there you go.
And the number one
Yeah,
is not right, because I held you guys back and wouldn't tell you the answer of breakfast.
Oh, because the waitress gets chicken wings. Yeah.
Now it's second, but
Chicken wings are second.
but it wasn't the number one.
Let me think. Number 1, I bet you is
You'll never get it.
guacamole. Did I get it?
You nailed it.
I just guessed.
Yes.
'Cause The reason
Guacamole.
why I guessed was because they always got that commercial where on, like, even in Super Bowl, avocados from Mexico.
Yeah, I would
That
have.
commercial, they
They
would do
said
that.
they serve more guacamole during the Super
Oh,
Bowl
I love
than
guacamole.
any other food, and I'm like, apparently they're not meat eaters. Come on, this must have took this.
Well, everybody's chip and dip, though. I mean,
I understand that.
so what's the rest of it? That's
Potato
number
chip.
1.
You got, potato chips with 10. You got hamburgers. You got hot dogs. Pizza with another one that was up there high. You had chicken wings, which we all knew chicken wings with, and then you got the guacamole, which was number one. Which
now you said you seen this. I sent you a thing this week, a recipe that come off of TikTok, and
yes, and
you
it was
laughed because you seen that was on the list of the Super Bowl stuff.
It was on Google News.
Poor man burnt ends, hot dog burnt ends.
Yes, it was. It was funny. It was,
and I'm like, I got to try them. So,
yeah, we've all had to burn ends. I've made many burn ends. You go into a lot of the barbecue places, ask for burn ends. Sometimes they have them, sometimes they don't. It's a premium. Steve makes what's called a pork belly burn end,
like eating candy.
They cut up pork belly in small pieces, which is bacon, as most people don't know.
That's why it's
and
like
then
candy.
You just cook them, you smoke them, you cook them, you cut them, you season them, you sweeten them, then you put them back in, bake them a third time, take them out. They're chewy, they're caramely, they're sticky, it's just like eating popcorn.
They are heaven.
Yeah. Well, apparently somebody figured out a recipe with hot dogs.
Bill getting hungry.
The same thing.
Bill's licking his chops over there.
So that is usually. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, you did get the kitty meal, didn't you?
I thought I did.
Well, I had 3 of them.
I don't remember. What's her name? Carissa? Sorry.
That was close. Mike!
Call us back. Drive over there and ask her. She's at Kroger's right now with her husband. So.
Somebody's listening in Kentucky.
Yep.
Kentucky.
I know who that is.
2011. Okay.
I know who that is.
Michelle. Hey, Dave.
Hey.
Is there a girl in there from the restaurant? Nope. I know who that one is.
Yeah.
And then buddy of mine from the
Yeah. Well, one in Kentucky's just doing it out of love because she probably really don't want to listen to this.
No, there ain't nothing here. Why? I live it.
She's like, I live with you. Why would I want to watch you?
By the way,
oh yeah.
I've learned a lot in the trucking business with these two gentlemen, which I didn't know because I was more or less a local driver, and I've learned a lot about poop buckets, which I never knew a lot about.
Bill's the connoisseur of the poop bucket.
Well,
look, man.
No, my dad.
Every driver has a bucket.
My dad did.
I used to use a public bathroom. One of these
It's nasty.
I end up with zits all over. Anyway, come on, man. So it's gotten to the point where I would rather just take.
Hold on, Bill.
Well made,
take it into your own hands, right?
Take it into my.
There you go.
Something different. Let's not.
Okay.
I gotta have a noodle. The edges are too rough.
Hey, explain what the noodle is. The way you said that. Context, Dave. Context.
Cut down make sure you got the right size.
Yeah.
Cut down the long way, and it's like once you get the bags in the can.
Well, for you campers that knows this, the pool noodles are the same thing we use on the corners of the slide outs. So when you walk around, you run into it, you don't split your head open.
And little FYI, that pool noodle holds the bag and makes it to your ass don't get suction. She can't get off the bucket.
Yeah, that's it.
Isn't that right?
Yeah, you get a little suction.
But
hey, if you're a trucker, listen to this. You already know all these tricks.
I don't think any. 9 people.
So
we got 9 people. So
anyway,
I don't think I've had 9 friends.
Well, I learned something from you how to get the stuff in a roll-off box to drop down in. I never knew that.
Oh,
pick it up and drop it.
And
everybody else comes running out of the building like a fucking airplane hit the top of it.
I've emptied a few buildings over the years.
People come out, what was that?
So roll-off boxes.
Yes.
Dumpsters. Yeah.
When you see a new house being
bins.
built, there's usually a big container in the front yard.
Yeah.
Those are roll-off boxes.
And they get picked up again and dropped off by roll-off trucks.
Oh yeah.
Trailers.
We've got straight trucks to do it.
Yeah.
Semis do it.
Yeah.
Driven. But Dave and I still do a lot. Well, I still do a lot.
I do once in a great while if I need help, but The company that we all work for, we have multiple. We're not just like a truck company that only pulls van trailers. We have van trailers and flatbed.
Now I did roll offs for 30 years with a different company.
Yep.
I mean, I've forgot more than what most people will ever learn.
You think any guy that thinks he's a driver, any of you young guys that's got them gear shifters
like you're reaching up to get a cookie out of your mama's hand.
On record right now, and tell you how stupid you look. Going like this. Anyway.
And it ain't the old guy saying it.
Now, if you think you a driver, go and learn roll off, and some of the places you got to get them boxes in and out of, you've got 3 dimensions of shit coming at you. Power lines, people wanting these things in the worst freaking place possible, and it'll make a driver, sure enough.
The part I love is they go, the driveway is 25 foot long, the box is 22 foot long. Why can't you get it in there?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is you got 75 foot of truck in front of the 22 foot.
If you don't mind me tearing up all the grass in your front yard, we'll get her done.
Yep.
Grass. I like it. Usually there's a building there. They say back down an alley and turn that, put it in front of my garage.
Oh,
ain't gonna work.
No, it's when they tell me I'm routed a certain way for something an oversized load, and they say, "Oh, you can go down that way." No, you can't.
Steve, Steve's the heavy hauler of the bunch here. And screwing you all up in traffic.
The ones you're cussing and bitching because I'm slowing the traffic down and blocking the intersection.
Because of the increased size and weight, they have to follow
state
laws that are above and beyond what just regular truck has to do. A lot of times they have to use roads that they're told to use.
And why can't we get one set of rules for every stinking state and be done with this?
Nope. That'd be too easy.
We have to have different ones for each stinking state, but we drive on all the same damn roads.
Oh, yeah. Well, hey, I told you guys I had a funny story for you.
All right. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No, I didn't. I can't remember. I think I might have told Bill this one a long time. I can't remember. Some of them all blur together.
I'm going to pretend like I never heard it.
All right. Well, it was funny to me, okay, because there was three couples, and we were all going out for a Friday night. And
your math is on it.
We hit one place and go in and have a few drinks, do a little dancing. Okay, let's hop to the other one. We get to the next one, and that's a place that's hooked to a hotel. And they have their own private bar, and it's sort of happening. And we park in the parking lot and start walking in, and we see these little kids running around the parking lot. I'm like, that's sort of odd. I mean, it was 7, 8 o'clock, starting to get dark out. Anyways, we get up there closer to the door to go into the restaurant bar establishment at the hotel. And there's these little kids up there standing there smoking cigarettes, just puffing away. I'm thinking, who's freaking parents letting their kids smoke? We walk inside, and there's little kids fucking everywhere running around. We walk in, they're in the bar. Come to find out, it was a little people's convention. There's midgets everywhere. I walk in, and they're looking at me like, Godzilla! Godzilla! And I look at my buddy, and he gets to open his mouth. I said, don't say a word. Right back to the truck.
Yeah, that is.
And he was laughing and crying so hard.
Didn't some of them have beards?
No, they looked all like little. I mean, I didn't pay much attention. We'd been drinking, But
apparently.
But yeah. But I'm like, why are these little kids smoking?
Well, that's
all. Oh yeah. And they busted me for a month after that deal.
That's almost as good as I had to go out to California. We had a little work problem with the company I worked at, and they put 300 truck drivers up in a hotel in California. Well, you can't smoke indoors at any hotel. So they have a courtyard and around, it's outdoors, and we would sit out there and drink beers. Well, we went in October, and it was like a week before Halloween. So we're all sitting there, 300 garbage truck drivers are there. And that weekend comes along, and they scheduled a year in advance a swingers party for the pool and well, 300 truck drivers sitting outside and everybody in the swingers party having to come outside to smoke. Was a quite interesting night.
Is that where you met wife number 2?
No. That'd be my wife
Number 1?
3.
3. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Unfortunately, I was in charge of Disney, so I did not get to stay for the whole night. I had to leave and go to work, but a lot
Didn't
of
want to see
pictures
Mickey, Minnie, and Goofy in a 3-way, huh?
Yeah, well, I did. That's what I was saying. Yeah.
Sometimes it's not something you want to see.
Yeah, they're just
Just because
No.
somebody's naked, that doesn't mean.
But I will say the short time I was there, probably about an hour and a half, and the guy you keep throwing under the bus, Mike was there with us. But
I didn't remember much. He just couldn't remember her name either.
Yeah, he can't remember shit either. But
I apologize.
he says, oh, I had to go to bed at like 11 o'clock. These people were getting scary and crazy, and shit was happening. And
I
I'm like,
apologize ahead of time if ever, this situation and all the other ones in the future where I'm supposed to remember somebody's name and I don't. I can tell you, when I was growing up, I couldn't remember names or birthdays. Dad had to call me the day before Mom's birthday, and Mom had to call me the day before Dad's birthday. And they got pretty well accustomed to that workload, and it worked out a good
Thank
number of years.
God, you got Facebook now.
Now,
to remind
now you got a
when somebody's
smartphone that tells
birthday.
you.
Mom and Dad didn't have Facebook.
Yeah.
They
Yeah, I know.
You talk about it. They wouldn't
But you
even
put it in
have
your calendar
touch
now,
phone
and it reminds you.
if TTE
So
was
who all misses the $5 grandma card for birthdays?
and the $12 check.
You know what?
Yes.
My grandkids, my ex-wife with my other grandkids, the 3. I always tell her, I said, "Do you remember, like you said, getting the cards for Christmas?"
I
and
had $5
birthday?"
checking it.
She goes, "Yeah." I said, "Did you send them one?" She's like, "Yeah." I said, "Well, I'm gonna start putting $5." She goes, "5?" She goes, "I put 20." I said, "Damn it, woman!" So now you got
Well,
I can't let her outdo me. Hell no. Oh no. And I don't know if she's telling me the truth.
either way,
Or just bullshitting
she
me.
got you paying $20.
I'm popping out $20 for 6 of them.
Well, even these kids today, you what happened to the quarters for a tooth under the pillow? Oh, it's $1 or
$5.
$5 or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, are you seriously? It
Yeah.
wasn't the money; it was these.
Oh, I can remember pulling my teeth out myself when I was a kid just to get the money.
Is there anybody on earth that can relate?
Oh, I'm sure.
No.
No.
Smile.
Oh
for
no.
us.
No.
Oh my God.
Here, let me hold yours. Go upstairs and get them.
That's what they're getting at.
Oh no, you got enough to nibble on.
Oh yeah, I got enough to chew my eggs.
Yeah.
So let's get back to Tech Center.
Okay.
So if I need Tech Center and I call Bill, this is how he usually answers. Let's hear it.
Hello.
No.
You know what it means? What are you talking about?
No, this is no good.
This is no good.
I call Tech Center.
Hello.
Who I have the pleasure of speaking with today. It's got bad because you don't know if you're being scammed or somebody's actually trying to help you anymore with these phone calls. But
They're-
they are fun.
They are fun. I had a guy, and Steve brought it up. We talked 3 ways on our telephones, and I had somebody call and it said spam mail. And I'm like, oh, we have to answer this. I got backup for this one. So unfortunately, they hung up immediately after the started.
Most of them don't want to talk. They don't want to talk to somebody that sounds like them.
Yeah. Did you see the guy walking down Ardmore the other day? Car broke down. You didn't see him by the gravel pit? Yeah, I was going to stop and help him, but I know he got at least 10,000 calls for that extended warranty, and he's too stupid to buy it. So screw him. Let him walk. I can't help everybody out. So Nobody can hear you. Well, you shut yourself off.
Yeah, I did that. There was an echo.
Well, we like hearing you twice. Come on. Hello. So Steve, who's going to win the game?
What game?
The big game that you're not supposed to say Super Bowl, but we're not selling nothing. So who gives a rat's ass?
I think the Rams will probably win. I'd like to see the Bengals win because they ain't been there forever.
I think,
but the problem is, I'm sort of torn. I'm torn as far as the quarterback for the Rams. Old Stafford, good old Georgia boy coming in and put all that time in and up there at Detroit, and just it didn't work out for him. I'd like to see something good happen for him out there, but time will tell.
What about the statistics? They say like 200,000 people are not showing up to work tomorrow because of the Super Bowl.
Well,
and my biggest complaint is, why can't we make it Super Bowl Saturday?
I know. Let the bars make money.
Let people
be hungover Sunday.
Oh my gosh!
I don't know why it's always been like that.
I mean, we've changed traditions before.
Hey, my dryer's still running.
I think it's fluff and puff now.
Well,
on your dryer.
They said that the one statistic with the fantasy football, they said with people doing it at work, as far as work production, how many millions and millions of dollars are wasted on people doing fantasy football work that they're getting paid.
Well, I don't think so much fantasy football anymore. I think it's that thing in general.
Oh, cell phones? Yeah.
Just
because you can do fantasy football on your cell phone.
That's right. And gamble and Facebook.
Yeah, did you place a bet?
No, I
might place a bet. I hope your sister-in-law's with.
Yeah, I was going to say, my sister-in-law loves dealing with you.
I got $20 from her from the Ohio State game, so.
And she is a Cincinnati fan.
She's just Ohio.
I know it. So you never know. You may get something out of her or not.
Yeah, we'll see.
You could bet Bill.
Not a bad man. Bill don't even watch football. Why the hell would he bet on it? Hold on. Hey, Bill, it's a sure thing.
By the way, how come I've heard nothing about the commercials yet this year? I usually about a week before.
I already did. I watched the thing.
You have seen
last week. They had a thing on there with Boomer Esiason and the one chick from CSI. I can't think of her name. Danielle something or other. The real hot looking brunette with the dark brown eyes.
Yeah.
And they did the top 10 best commercials. But they did, honorable mentions
that are coming out.
They showed you some of the brand new ones that are going to be out.
Well,
one was with Schwarzenegger for an electric BMW car.
Okay.
And he was Zeus.
Okay.
And Penelope Cruz or whatever her name is was his wife. Whatever. But they showed that whole.
I think Penelope.
Not Penelope. It's
Penelope from back in the days of the cartoons.
I don't know. I can't think what her name is.
Oh, Speed Racer was on. This is way before your guys. Penelope. Yeah, that was.
Jeez.
Somebody else. Texas.
Somebody's been watching friggin' Petticoat Junction or something.
Well, that was a different cartoon. But yeah, I always did want to go swimming in the water tower or the water tub or whatever you call it.
Any water tub I ever seen people have water in. They was always hiding from the shootouts or something.
Oh yeah, or skinny
westerns.
So I don't know. I think part of the reason I haven't heard a lot about commercials is I stream. I have basic TV, and if I don't watch basic TV, I don't see the commercials. I mean, I stream.
There's supposed to be some good ones today, I think it's saying. So.
And I watch a lot of YouTube.
The number one that won.
Yeah.
What do you think it was? It's the one that wins every year.
Budweiser and
that's Coca-Cola.
Coca-Cola, M&M's.
Dear Mean Joe.
Oh, that one.
They pull that one up every year.
What are they doing? They're giving him an electric bear to keep it up with the.
I don't know. It's the old. It's the one.
Well, I know the Clydesdales one for years.
Oh yeah.
And I remember one where about a bird was pooping on a car, and that was a good one. And I don't know.
That was when the Clydesdales are all standing out there going to play football, lining up, and a sheep goes running across all shaved. Well, we got a streaker.
Those were some of the good ones.
Yeah.
Too politically correct on some of this stuff now, but.
Oh well.
Well, what do you guys think of this? You think we can do this again?
I think so.
You think it's
I think if we get the audio nailed down too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Spend some more time when we're in separate locations.
Well, I think we will be less feedback, and that probably take care of the problem.
I think that's causing 100%.
and the farts will be a little better, man. The smell is
Smell dirty tires the whole time.
yes.
Yeah.
And like I said, this is our first show. God knows what we did right, did wrong. I keep getting somebody X'd up here in the corner, and I keep turning them off, and they keep turning back on. So
I don't know.
it's something not right.
Yeah, this shit works.
I don't know how it works.
Listener, anybody wants to offer a suggestion of a topic, get with us on one of the socials, or for crying out loud, email us show at 3mppodcast.org. We got a Facebook month for that email address, so use it, folks, please.
Yeah.
Crying out loud.
Because
Okay, let's end the show like this. Out of all your travels that you've been driving,
Mhm.
where is the best place that you've ever been?
The best
that
place
you like,
that I've ever been.
far as the food, the view, the temperature,
And
what's your favorite?
it was the best and worst of both, I guess you could say, because in 1986, I was driving a cab over International Harvester to California, and it was Super Bowl week. Matter of fact, it was right now. And I drove out there and stayed at my aunt's house and watched the Super Bowl in LA at her house. And I had to be in San Francisco at 6 a.m. to unload. And I thought, well, I could just get up and drive straight up to San Francisco. There's enough time in the morning to make it before noon.
Mm-hmm.
No, I couldn't, but and then it was a Monday morning, and I'm driving around San Francisco, and it's quite beautiful. And I'm downtown looking for, I still remember, 1520 Grant Street. And you had to get out and call on the phone to get directions. And I'm driving up and down Grant Street, these hills, just straight up. And I swear the trolley wires are rubbing on the top of the trailer. And I'm thinking, and I get to 1520, and it's a gas station. And I'm like, and I finally get a hold of somebody, and they go, they give you the wrong address. It's South San Francisco, which actually is a whole other town. South San Francisco. Oops. So I finally get to the place 2 days late now, and the weather is perfect. It's sunshiny, and I'm driving an old truck with an AM radio, and the shuttle took off, and that's when the shuttle blew up with the school teachers in it, and I'll never forget that.
Wow.
Yeah. So 6.
Well, this story's a lot better than mine.
Yeah. But that was, I'm like, I can do the Super Bowl. I get to stay at my cousin's house.
Yeah, there you go.
Went over the grapevine and smoked the brakes, and just a lovely trip.
My favorite experience, and there's no good food involved in this that I can remember, but I remember somewhere in the early to mid 90s, I had not been on the road very long, but I made a drastic error in judgment of heading back on the road after Christmas before New Year's. You don't do that because everything shut down. And I remember I picked up a load out of Thurman crew up in Butler, and I was taking it somewhere in Virginia. And I don't remember exactly where in Virginia. I was working for a company called Cannon Express in those days. They were out of Springdale, Arkansas. They're not around anymore. But I remember delivering the TA in Ashland, Virginia. I think it's still there. And immediately I was screwed when I pulled into the lot and saw no fewer than about 11 other Cannon Express trucks sitting in there. And I thought, oh, shit. So, yeah, sure enough, yeah, don't have anything else. Call us. Oh, for 2 days, they kept telling me to call back. And then it was the weekend, and then it was New Year's. And during that period of time, it wasn't just me. It was about, I ended up befriending this. We ended up with a group of people, about 5 or 6 of us that were stuck there for that whole time. And a lot of them sitting around talking. I couldn't tell you what any of their names were, but no, the thing about this job,
The restaurant lady.
yeah, Yeah.
Hey, Bill.
The thing about the job, you get to talk to people out there, and some of this is lost with all the new technology, but we used to run into people in our travels, and we would share more of ourselves in a relatively short space of time. We would share more of ourselves than we would with most people we were related to. And then you just part ways and never see this person again.
Yeah, ever.
And that, to me, has always been kind of a poignant sort of concept, because after spending all this time with these people, just stuck, we're just miserable, and we're hanging out. None of us had money to eat, basically. We're hanging out in the restaurant during the day, sitting around smoking cigarettes, smoking.
That's back when you got a com check once a day for $40.
You get cash advance, yeah. Com checks, checks, all of them. Yeah.
Nightmare.
It wasn't as good. But then, and my whole life since then, I've wondered whatever happened. One of the guys, I'll tell you this guy, owner operator, I'm sure he's dead by now, because he was fairly old at the time. He had a FLD Freightliner, like a mid-roof sleeper, and he was hanging out with us. He went and delivered load. He ended up going back to the truck stop and hanging out with us until the rest of us got loaded. He could have lived in Louisiana, and he was supposed to just deliver that and go home. And he ended up just hanging out with us until we had all kind of split ways. And then, when something like that over with, and you're finally back in your truck and you're doing your thing again, and that whole, it's like an entire. It's an entire second life that just passed by. Now you're back in your old life. About the closest way I've ever figured out to explain it. But I've wondered all these years what happened to that group of people.
Never know. You may find this and go, I remember that guy.
Oh, yeah.
We didn't have
like when Facebook first came out, people found people that they had lost track of. People you went to school with when you was, elementary kind of deal or something.
Where's your best place?
Oh, as far as I just liked it for the scenery and the beauty. I like big sky country.
Yeah.
I love out in Montana, where you can be on the side of the road and you can't see where the end of the world stops. I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
Did you ever stop in the middle of the night out there? I was in Casper, Wyoming.
I stayed in the rest areas out there before.
And I stopped.
And it's
silent.
Black sky.
You turn the truck off along the highway. You don't hear no trucks.
Yeah.
And then you look up at them stars.
Stars, far as you can see.
I mean, it's like you can touch it.
It's like you're in a planetarium.
It
almost,
is. It's
I'm just a sucker for that big sky. I mean,
that is pretty cool.
Especially, like in the summertime when it's nice and warm out and it'll be blue. There might be a couple clouds in the sky, but as far as you can't see over the horizon, I mean, it just goes on and on and on.
I was in Big Sky, Montana, and I did that. I got to look at that.
It's beautiful out there. So
very awesome. Well, guys, we're probably going to wrap this up for today.
Yeah.
This is our first non-adventure. Hopefully, we get better, a little smoother, a little comfortable.
Yeah, a little funnier,
funnier. And
we'll get the audio stuff worked out. I promise. One way or the other. But again, get a hold of us. Let us know what you think. Don't be afraid to criticize.
I don't know, but
give us some ideas for some topics you want to.
We never did
talk
get into
about,
our food corner recipes segment.
Oh yeah,
we'll have to save that for next time.
I'll tell you what, them burn-in hot dogs. We're gonna have to try them out and bring some samples in so we can try them as we're.
That are 54 recipes of Spam I got lined up here.
Yeah. Dave was hooked on the Spam for some reason.
And I want a Spam cutter.
Yeah, I seen a cutter. That goes for cheese. And somebody's using it for Spam. He's like, I got to get one of those.
Oh, no, you Google Spam cutter in Amazon. It comes up.
Okay. Okay.
spam cutter. 12 or
Yeah.
10 or 12 slicer. You get to choose.
Google cutter sometimes.
Do Google
Well,
cutter
okay.
cutter stuff.
See, I'm too poor. I can't afford spam. I buy treat.
Okay.
It's a little
They'll work with your vintage and
Uh,
sausages too.
Yeah.
Is that what it
Yeah.
is?
So
Well, folks, we better get out of here. Email us, show at 3ftpodcast.org. Get a hold of us on the Twitter, the Facebook, we're on Discord. For Christ's sake, we got. I
Well-
think Dave set us up on them teenager stuff.
yeah.
Teenage
Yeah.
stuff.
Instagram.
What was it? The old famous old Red Green said, "The women don't find you handsome; they ought to find you handy."
Oh, copyright infringement now.
Yeah, there we go.
And thank everybody for taking an hour of your day and stopping and listening to us
Sure.
bullshit about nothing.
I've got,
I mean, we're a bunch of
console says 20 people. Well, it says 20 playbacks, but we've got 4 concurrent views going on.
So-
So
Folks,
Thank
thanks
you all.
a lot.
Appreciate it.
We had a ball doing this. The time just
yeah,
went by.
and this is our first one. I mean, as we go, I'm sure we'll get a little more in depth. And
hopefully one of these days we can get as big as Joe Rogan and then they can throw us out and want to arrest us. And
I don't want that.
I just can't wait till
Hey, my dryer's on again.
drivers on again.
Spotify
Close your ball done.
offers us an exclusive and
$100 million
and I
contract.
tell them no because I won't do anything that's not open source. And then that's when somebody
Man,
put a hit
buy
out.
him a Band-Aid, would you?
Wah 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 wah
Man,
wah.
open sores are killing you.
Oh,
Hey, folks, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time. Until
Have a
then,
good one.
Until then, I've been Bill.
And that's Dave.
and this is Pedro. I mean Steve.
Have a good day.
See ya.
Thanks, guys. Stop.